What's going on, Mario and Sonic comrades? I'm back after so long because of both school and this video taking a while. I'm back to give you guys a tier list video. For those who don't know, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has been out for over 11 months now, and doing this for you guys, this makes me think this will be worth it. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be explaining what each character in Smash is like in my opinion, and whether they're good or bad for competitive play. Without further ado, let's get started. The characters in F tier are to my extent the worst in competitive play. They have so many weaknesses in game that they can easily be beaten by top tiers. But I will say they can still pack some punches fighting other players. The first person in this list is Bowser Jr. He's probably the worst character in neutral because his approaches to the player are very predictable and linear. He can really mostly set up either using his down B or up B off stage. His attacks are also very easy to learn how to get around too, so he's easily bottom tier. I hate to do this to my girlfriend Isabella, but her zoning is good, but her moves come out too slow to follow up into much. Her fishing rod should be an unshieldable tool in my opinion. It will make for better setups. She's also very light and fast falls like a balloon. Yeah, I think you get the point. Why is Kirby so bad in this game? I don't know why Sakurai or Nintendo ever give him buffs. He's really slow, has slow moves, struggles to approach, and is really easy to edge guard off stage. And why does he have a side B? It takes a year for it to come out. Like, look at that. Piranha Plant being a heavyweight is surprising to me. He's basically combo food for rushdown characters. He also has to me the worst air mobility in the game. I will say though, his specials are really good for setups, and his neutral is actually getting better, but he's still bottom tier for the reasons I just gave. And now we move on to the lower level D tiers. These guys are not absolutely terrible, but they still have little matchup against other fighters. Starting off with Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff has super strong special moves, Pound can easily break shields, and with Rest, she has really high kill power, but she is pretty slow, especially in her ground game. She probably is the worst up tilt in the game because you have to be facing away from your opponent in order to hit it. Samus, including Dark Samus, easily came to mind when putting them in D tier. All they can really do is shoot a ton of projectiles if they set up correctly, but many of their attacks don't even connect properly like her jab. And why is it even in the tip section of the game? Nintendo really does not give these characters a break. Lucario really has to be in a disadvantaged state in order to take stocks. I mean, that just automatically makes him low tier to me. And even if you do get Aura, the knockback on his moves don't really do that well, so he'll really have to edge guard in order to get killed. Knee Brawler doesn't have a good recovery, but for being a close range fighter, he has a lot of multi-hit moves, so they're at least good against shields. But he really has to get up in the opponent's face in order to get aggressive. Robin is a projectile character that really can't get aggressive. He really needs to stay back and can't with his specials in order to take stocks early. I will say though that his Arc Fire is kind of a less annoying PK Fire, so he has some benefits. But if you lose the 11 book and sword, you're put in a bad disadvantaged state. Ridley is probably the second best in D tier. He hits hard and can take stocks pretty early. However, he has a big hurt box, so he's combo food. And he also has an exploitable recovery. But other than that, he actually has really good neutral tools and a really good neutral air. Korn has a lot of hitboxes that are very weak, so you really have to edge guard off stage in order for good kills. But that might not be a good idea either, since she has a horrible recovery worse than Wool. If you want to play more strong or heavy play than Mario, then Dr. Mario is the guy. He hits hard and has a down air spike. However, he is still pretty slow, and his recovery for some reason is bad. If villagers had better tools or zone setups, he would move up a tier. But if you want someone who's actually really good with projectiles, I would pick up Mega Man or Peach. So, other characters excel him in these areas. However, he still does have good neutral tools and frame data. And now we move on to the C tier list. These characters are in some cases good, but they can still easily be beaten by higher tier characters. The more I play against King K. Rool, I realize that although he's slow, predictable, and has limited super armor, he has a lot of neutral tools like his blunderbuss and crown to win ledge traffic for free. I'm aware that his recovery is vulnerable from the side, and I know that, but most of the time he comes to the ledge from the top rather than the side. Ice climbers can get pretty annoying if they stay together and use their decent combos, but if Popo loses Nana, he's pretty much done for. Cloud is the longest sword fighter in the game with some hard-hitting moves and his limit mechanic, but there's a small cost to that, and that is he's very predictable and neutral, especially in the air. It's also not too hard to punish him after he whiffs a move, so his defense isn't the best. Like King K. Rool, DK is a slow, hard-hitting heavyweight who's combo food. But believe it or not, I do see him better in whiff punishing than doing his own combo, so he has a little bit of versatility inside of him. Ever since patch 4.0, Mewtwo is looking a little bit better. His tail has a smaller hurt box, so it's harder to hit him. He has some wide hitboxes like his specials and smash attacks. Good luck surviving a strike from his Shadow Ball, but he doesn't have a lot of moves that come right behind him, and he's relatively light, but he can still be a good legendary Pokemon in this game. Here we are to my favorite Pokemon, Incineroar. We all know that he's the slowest character in the game and has a poor recovery, but this guy hits like a truck, especially if he has revenge. He also has a lot of combo options to be laying down tilt or up tilt because those moves come out early for this heal Pokemon. To me, they nerfed Bayonetta a little too well. She can still do some of the combos she had from Smash 4, but most of them have high end lag, so it's easy to air dodge out of them. Toon Link is more of a rushdown sword fighter than a projectile character. He has some good strings and fast moves, but good luck trying to kill earlier with this Link. He's also the lightest, so he's easily C tier. Both of the Vampire Hunters can be infuriating if you don't have a plan with or against their special projectiles like their Axe, Cross, and Holy Water. They're only C tier because they're horrible recovery. Lucas can be more annoying than Ness if you just run up at him. He has a lot of moves that have high knockback, but due to this, he has less options for combos than Ness does. I know you can Zero combo with him, and that's good, but it's still a terrible grab. She gets a good Punisher, but is super weak. I can make a turkey and cheese sandwich by the time she takes a stock, so she's instantly on low mid tier. Me Gunner is a projectile character that Samus should have been. They have better range, and that Force Smash is just range. Look at that range. Look at the range it has. Me Sword Fighter isn't too surprising. To me, it's just a character if you just combine Ridley and Link. King Triple D hits super hard, but is understandably slow. Let's be honest. If they gave a hard-hitting heavyweight some moves that come out on early frames, then he would be pretty overpowered. And I know some people will say that his Goros are annoying, and I would agree, but you can shield them or flex them just by hitting them. Duck Hunt doesn't have a lot of kill setups, but they can trap you in their combos if you're not careful. And also their small size allows them to easily escape combos. I almost attempted to put this duo in B tier, but the more I studied them, you actually need Luma for good KO options and hitboxes. If Luma was a better mechanic, then they would probably be B. Zelda for some reason is a strong camper, but has a weak aggressive game. She can be confusing to play against if you're not watching both her and that phantom of hers, but if you get up in her face, she can just knock you back with her neutral special. And now we're on to the B-Balance Fighters this game, and yes, I know that was extremely corny, but it was worth to make for this list. These characters, in my opinion, are very well balanced. They can make fair fights with others, but I will say they don't excel in their areas as well as the top tiers. Breath of the Wild Link is the heaviest of the three Links, and hits super hard. He has a lot of kill setups, especially with his down B. If you're at high percent, then you need to watch out for this guy. Both of the pits are without doubt to me the most balanced fighters in the game. They just have all the tools a normal fighter in Smash would need. A sword, projectiles, combos, and even recovery. Their only downside is that the higher tiers excel into more of a game they can. Mr. Game & Watch doesn't have disjointed hitboxes, but he has great defense options and kill setups. The invincibility on his up smash is insane. If this guy lands a 9 on you with his side special, then the crowd will go wild. Meta Knight is the quickest and fastest sword fighter in this game. And although he is weak, he can kill off the top of the stage using his jumps and versatile up B. Don't throw anything laggy against Luigi, because this green plumber can combo and trap you so much that will be annoying. He may be slow in the air, but it's not hard to toy with rushdown characters with this game. Falco to me could be better if he was faster. He's still kinda combo food even with his multi-hit moves, but the good thing is that he prefers the air and isn't a heavy character. Banjo and Kazooie have a good defensive game with their projectiles, but they have a bad time regaining neutral and have limited options, especially with their side B. My boy Sonic is actually looking good as a mid-tier. He got nerfed heavily from Smash 4, but I believe it was a good touch since he was pretty overpowered then. Sonic is the fastest thing alive, has good strings and combos, but is understandably weak and light. Diddy Kong has a strong neutral game, and his banana is good for toying with his opponents. But he's very weak, and for some reason, he has a bad recovery. Ryu is probably the close range fighter with the most combos in this game. He can set up into a lot of Shoryukens and can use Hadouken as a good defense option. But he is probably the hardest character to master in this game, and his recovery isn't the best. Bowser's strong in every way with this heavyweight game. I would just not use his specials too often, cause otherwise you can get 0 to death easily. I thought at first that Wii Fit Trainer was bad at recovering, but that's not the case at all. She can kill you early if she has deep breathing, and her side B makes use of a lot of good neutral tools. However, you have to hit your opponents in a certain way in order to master her technique. Zero Suit Samus is similar to Sonic, just has bad defense. And now we move on to the A tiers. These guys are definitely very good in most of their games and have reasonable weaknesses. I'll probably put them in S tier if they were buffed with a lot of new mechanics. We'll start off with Ken. He's actually slightly better than Ryu because he can kill earlier than Ryu can. His Fire Shoryuken and command input moves have a better knockback angle than Ryu's move. Captain Falcon is probably the best at tech chasing. He has a lot of fast combo setups, and with his speed he can kill you pretty early if you have a bad defense game. However, some of the sweet spots in his moves are very hard to land, so if they were better, he would probably be S tier. The controversy with Hero is insane. I hear many people say that he's way too overpowered to be allowed in tournaments, but these guys don't know that 1. Most of his down special moves are projectiles, and 2. We already have a lot of RNG in Smash like Mr. Game & Watch's Judge and Luigi's Misfire. So while Hero is random, he isn't perfect. All 3 of the Pokemon belong in this list, and here's why. With Squirtle, you can go for a fast, aggressive game. With Ivysaur, you can go with a hard-hitting defensive game. And with Charizard, you can play as a heavyweight that can do hard punishes. Switching up your game plan with each Pokemon makes this character very pattern-based and versatile. Their only weaknesses is that they all have really bad recoveries, especially Ivysaur. Pac-Man is very versatile with his bonus fruit, and using it, you can set up for a lot of combos and mix-ups to toy with your opponents. He has a slow grab, but who needs that when you can go all the way off stage with this Yellow Eater? Wario's up here because of those big, hard-hitting moves. Wario not only hits hard, but can use very fast attacks to kill his opponents early. However, due to his large size, he's kind of combo food. Mega Man's projectile game is one of the best in the game. He can use his Mega Buster to interrupt moves, his Leaf Shield to get up close, and his aerials kill pretty early. If he doesn't have a good enough plan though, he can get comboed by rushdown characters. If you never get Ness off stage, then he'll be like nails on a chalkboard. He can use PK Fire to trap his opponents. He has a lot of kill setups, especially with his throws. And unlike Lucas, he can do a bunch of damage. If your opponent knows your recovery options though, he can be edge guarded easily. And here we have another controversial character, Ganondorf. I hear a lot of people say that he's really good or really bad, but personally, I think he's pretty good in both ground and the air. Most of his moves may be slow, but they're safe on shields. His hard-hitting moves like his Warlock Punch, Volcano Kick, and that Droya! They all may be punishable, but if the opponent shields, they're done for. Rob easily came to mind when picking the characters for A tier. He generally has a better rushdown defensive game than King Dedede, and although he isn't a heavyweight, he can camp and set up kills with Gyro and Side B if you're a pro with this guy. Young Link is without doubt the best of all 3 of the Links. His projectile and damage output almost work the same as Link from Smash 4, but with a faster and stronger neutral game. His hitboxes are also pretty wide, so he won't have any trouble with edge guarding. If you don't have a good aggressive game though, he can struggle in disadvantage. Roy and Chrom are the more faster and rushdown types of sword fighters. Their sweet and sour spots can make for good follow-ups like jab to back air or sour spot back air to up B. The difference between these two, however, is that Chrom is more consistent and has a bigger sweet spot, while Roy has more combo options. However, if they play against someone that has a lot of zoning options, they can struggle a lot. Ike is pretty much the sword fighter version of Ganondorf. He has a good and fast aerials to juggle with, so he can be pretty good for ledge trapping. He does have a weak defensive game similar to Cloud though, and he is the slowest of the sword fighters compared to the rest. Many people may disagree with me, but Terry, believe it or not, is really complicated on the ground and is stronger than Ryu and Ken. I mean, do I really need to say more? This guy hits so hard that you'll be done for. That's it. Barth would be S tier if it wasn't for his inconsistent sweet spots. You can hit the tipper with him, but some moves like his jab and neutral air don't work properly like Lucina's. My favorite video game character of all time is obviously an A tier. Mario is super easy to learn, very balanced in both aggressive and defensive game, and has a good recovery. This guy is the definition of a character in Smash Brothers. I know you've all been waiting for these guys. They're probably without doubt the best in competitive tournaments and can mostly only be beaten if you learn against them for a good amount of time. We'll start off with Yoshi. He's probably the best aerial character in the game. If you get thrown or grabbed by this dude, he can juggle and toy with you off stage for free. And that forward air of his is disgusting. Omar's main objective is to use Pikmin, and he can use them in so many random ways by either camping the entire match or just throw Pikmin just to annoy you. Oh wait, that's basically the same thing. We'll just call him the best defense character in the game. I feel like Greninja doesn't get enough credit. He may be a lightweight, but his aerial game is slightly faster than Yoshi's, and his smash attacks are very good punishes. Thanks to his Monado arch, Shulk is top tier. With Buster, he can rack up damage quickly. With Smash, he can kill early. He can use Jump to save his recovery, Shield for a better defensive game, and Speed for combo setups. He's still very hard to learn due to this. Snake is the best for zoning and setting up for attacks. He'll blow you up even before you realize it. Also, this guy has the best recovery in the game, and no, I'm not kidding. Just use his C4 to solve all your defense problems. Just don't get yourself blown up. Wolf may have a bad recovery, but his neutral game is so on point that you really need to be precise with your attacks in order to intercept him. He also has some hard-hitting moves, so I would try to watch his patterns before approaching him. And one more thing, he has the most annoying projectile blaster I've ever seen in this game. Fox is basically a more fast and aggressive type than Wolf. He has good combos and moves to rack up damage quickly, his blaster can make for a surprise defensive game, and if he's on the top of the section of the stage, it's hard to mess up his recovery options. Inkling's inking mechanic already makes it high tier, but what makes them top tier is that their combo game is hard to fall out of if they use their specials for setups, and also they can be hard to hit if you're not careful around them. Lucina is what March should have been. Her large attacks that cover around her make her an excellent edge guarder. Most of her moves also come out as early as frame 4, 5, or 6, which is pretty insane for a sword fighter. The only thing she can struggle against is projectiles. Palutena is the best goddess in this game. She has great mobility in both ground and air game, making her an excellent spacer. Her specials are made to actually take your opponent by surprise, and she has the best neutral air in the game. Do I need to say more? I've been waiting to talk about this guy since I made him, but to me, the best rushdown character of all Smash time. Joker has excellent strings for damage, and if you watch MK Leo, even without Arsene, Joker can kill as fast as Lucina or Fox, and once he gets Arsene, you better be scared of him. Peach and Daisy are probably the best zoners in this game. Their float cancels and vegetable projectile can play mind games with you, and their aerial plus punish options makes them worthy opponents for Smash tournaments. When I first took a look at Pichu, he was meh, but his small size makes him hard to hit, and he probably has the best true combos out of all the fighters in the game. We all know his one and only weakness though. He's the lightest of all the characters and can die as early as 40%. And finally, we are on to who I think is the best character in Smash. I watched Esam play Pikachu a bunch of times, and he's so versatile that he can camp, combo, edgeguard, you name it with this excellent neutral game. His recovery is almost impossible to intercept, plus it has a hitbox, so I think it's safe to say that Pikachu is at the top of the list. And that's all the characters in Smash currently, to where I think from worst to best, who should be known for being good or bad in Smash. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope it wasn't too boring to watch. I'll make more videos like these in the future, but for now, I'll see you all in the next video. See you, my Mario and Sonic fans, and take care!